You know we love food, drink, and family. Next to Christmas, what's better than a Thanksgiving holiday? I know, a Thanksgiving holiday in Walt Disney World. It's episode 34, and we're giving thanks as we go Geekin on Walt Disney World. Well, welcome, and thanks for joining us for another episode 34 of the Geekin on Walt Disney World podcast. This is your co-host, Curtis Stone. I'm here, as always, with my lovely daughter, the smartest, geekiest daughter in the world, Lindsay.
Hey, I'm feeling extra geeky today because I got new glasses.
You're looking.
I look like a geek.
If you just had that little.
I just need a little piece of tape between them. Yeah. But
you traded in my
slightly
lenses.
Less geeky glasses
for
even more geeky glasses.
And we got a real good health plan or eyeglasses plan this year, where you got glasses for $66, I think.
Yeah.
That was a nice break.
Geeky stuff.
Well, it's not all about us, Lindsay, because tonight we have a very good fan of the show. Keith Schneider is with us tonight, and he's an expert. I'm saying he's an expert. I hope he is. On Thanksgiving at Disney World, it's about that time, and he's been there 18 times since 1996.
Wow.
And Keith, how are you doing tonight?
Good. Hey, Kurt and Lindsay. Thanks for having me on the show. Ready to talk some turkey.
Yeah, let's talk turkey. Let's talk food and Disney World. So thanks. And we'll just get going here now. No Mama segment today because she's feeling sick.
Mama's under the weather.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
No, it's that time of year. And, a lot of people are getting that little cold thing going.
Oh, yeah.
We had snow last night. A nasty little dusting. It was so beautiful during the week. I know, Keith, you were just telling me you're from the Philadelphia area.
Yeah, we had some snow too. It was crazy because earlier in the week I was wearing short sleeves. It was 60 degrees.
It was gorgeous, right?
Yeah.
And we kept hearing about this winter vortex or coming down from the north.
Yeah, whatever it's called.
And I was like, I don't think it's coming until yesterday.
It really caught us off guard. Everyone caught off guard.
It was really
there was
icy
accidents
out.
And stuff.
Yeah. I heard, I was taking the dogs out this morning. I could hear the sirens down in the valley from our house.
Yeah.
And I didn't, the driveway was slippery. And I'm really, really cautious about black ice because I've had a couple accidents.
Anyone who lives up here has. So.
And then I was on my way to work, and I could see close to this road I go down, there was a guardrail taken out. So I knew I was, and the sun was just, at least the sun was starting to come up. And
yeah, I saw that too. It's rough.
I don't like winter.
We're not ready for winter yet.
It's always better to go down to Disney World.
And that's why I go down every Thanksgiving to avoid this weather.
Exactly.
Smart.
All right. Well, Lindsay, we're talking more about your congratulations for your
I'm going to be working for the mouse.
You're working, yes.
Yeah, congratulations, Lindsay.
Thank you very much.
I just wanted to mention because we got a congratulations postcard in the mail.
Yeah, they send it to all the college program students once you're accepted a couple weeks afterwards. It just says congratulations and your name printed on it. And it's got the castle at night on it. And that's all it is. It's just a postcard that says congratulations.
Is it signed by Mickey Mouse?
No, it's not, unfortunately. I'll have to get his signature on it.
Yeah, you'll have to. Yeah, that's right. You got to get the real thing. And I want to get a picture of that so I can post it out.
Yeah, it's really cute. Lots of people post them online. Just say, I got my card.
Yeah.
It kind of makes it the first step of making it
official now.
Yeah.
That's right. It's got the moment. It's going to start building up.
Ugh.
Until,
I know. I
still
have to finish the semester. Okay.
Yeah, I know. It goes by fast, though. And I want to just do a little shout out. Good luck to Heather Brainerd, who I just learned is going next week to Disney World for the Food Allergy and Celiac Convention. I know she did mention that her son was diagnosed with celiac, which I think is a food allergy.
Yeah, it's like wheat.
Yeah, so she's going down there. I guess she'll be learning how to deal with that issue. So good luck to Heather. She's a good friend of the show. Actually, she wants to come on soon.
We'd love to have her.
I know she went to, actually, maybe I'll have to wait till she comes back from this trip. She'll have 2 trip reports for us.
Wow.
I ran into a coworker. And it was, Lindsay, you remember, I don't know if you'll remember this guy. I think it was in June. And at the airport, we ran into him and his wife. He was on his way to Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
I think we were in the security.
Yeah,
line.
we were.
And hey, Mark, I said, how you doing? And we said that was our 25th anniversary trip. Mm-hmm. I ran into him at work today, and he's going down for Thanksgiving.
Awesome.
Oh, there you go.
And who knew? I mean, it's funny how you run into people like all the time.
Right at the right moment, too.
Yeah.
Well, there's definitely plenty of people down there for Thanksgiving stuff.
Yeah.
There's plenty of people who love Disney World, and I didn't know he was a big fan. I'm trying to remember. He's got a family event going on. One of his relatives has DVC, and they're staying at the beach club. I was like, ooh.
Nice.
I was like, then I was telling him how we have a podcast and this and that. He says he definitely wants to listen in. But it's always fun to run into people who are getting ready to go down or have just come back.
It's so exciting because you kind of get to live through them a little bit.
Yeah, I love having those. That's why we had the podcast, to have those conversations here and recorded. And we just got a postcard in the mail today from the Grand Floridian DVC.
Oh, they want us to buy.
Yes, letting us know that they are 80% sold out.
Already?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Our friend Judy called me earlier this week. She's thinking about DVC and was asking me all these things. And she was telling me how many points and the cost. And I said, well, which resort are you looking at? She didn't even have any idea which resorts they were talking about.
Yeah.
But obviously it was more than likely the Grand Floridian, because that's all the one they'd be talking about right now. Although I expect any minute the Polynesian to be
it's going to open up very soon.
As soon as the Grand Floridian sells out, I'm sure there'll be Polynesian.
Well, all Polynesian.
I was reading out on the Tiki Man. There's a Tiki Man website. He does all Polynesian things.
Yeah, and he's very accurate.
And he had, I think I actually put it on my Twitter one day this week. He had some dates of when some of those buildings are going to start to open. And some of them were in January next year. Mm-hmm. So I really anticipate they'll start selling the Polynesian soon.
The only problem is those ones that everyone wants to stay in, the waterfront ones that are on the stilts, those rooms, those are going to be more expensive than the deluxe villa on the top of the Bay Lake.
I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. I mean,
they have their own pools.
They're supposed to be the same size as a 2-bedroom.
Yeah, but their location, I mean, come on, plus a pool.
Oh.
I mean.
Well, there's my question, Lindsay. What do you think you'd rather have points at, the Polynesian or the Grand Floridian?
It's really hard to say right now because I love the Grand Floridian, and those rooms are brand new too. But I haven't seen the end product of the Polynesian yet, and I know it's going to be amazing.
I think you have to go with the Polynesian.
Yeah, that's what I'm leaning towards, even though I do love the Grand Floridian.
What's your favorite resort, Keith?
Polynesian's. I like the Polynesian and the Wilderness Lodge.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
pretty much being so close to the Magic Kingdom, it's just you can't beat it.
So in your 18 times of going down, where do you primarily stay, or you change it up all the time?
We basically change it up all the time. We basically stayed at the All-Star, started off with, kind of the value resorts, and then kind of moved into the it used to be called Dixie Landings Riverside, but,
right.
And then we also stayed off-site as well.
Okay. Well, we're going to get into that in grand detail very soon. Very, very soon, because I only have one other thing. So you're on the fence, Lindsay, then, with the Poly and Grand Floridian at this point. Wow.
But honestly, my choice would, if there were points for the Bay Lake, I would pick that every time.
Oh.
Let's put it that way.
Which is fortunate that we own there.
Yeah, right? I don't know. I'd say I'm in support of the Polynesian because I know you and Mom both love it.
Well, yeah, it's got a sentimental value because that was a place that we stayed.
One of the first times.
Yeah.
Like second or third.
Third or fourth time. Actually, we'll tell our story about our Thanksgiving trip, too, at some point as Keith is going through his. Because we did go down one time.
Yes.
When you guys were little. We stayed at I always forget the name of that resort. It's across from the DoubleTree. The Royal
Plaza.
Royal Plaza. I don't know why I can never remember the name of that resort. I've stayed there. I stayed there actually my very first time that I went to Disney World on a conference. I stayed there, and then we stayed there on our second trip as a family, and that was at Thanksgiving time. It was the only time we ever drove down next to what's coming up in February.
That's not a fun memory. It's a memory,
yeah.
but
20 hours in the car with little kids, probably not really the
it's in between
most
my
memorable
brothers.
trip down.
You know what's funny, Keith? You're from the Philadelphia area. One of our other places we love to travel or go on vacation. At least I do. Lindsay's not a big fan anymore, but is Wildwood, New Jersey.
Okay.
And we used to take the kids
Sure.
just about every year. Have you been down there?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Okay. So we used to take, we're from Connecticut, so it's a good 5.5 hours. And
If you're lucky.
and you know the Garden State Parkway at all.
Yep.
It can be a real parkway, like a parking lot at times. But yeah, I can remember when the kids were little, they were just atrocious in the car, kicking and screaming and yelling at each other and all that with three of them. And it was funny, the time we drove to Walt Disney World, the one time, I remember we bought, this was before they had like small screens and obviously no iPads or anything like that to keep the kids busy. We bought like one of those power inverters for the van. And we had a Windstar Ford van, and I bought one of those power inverters, and the boys brought whatever video game console was at the time, and a very small TV that they could plug into the power inverter. The only problem was they got nauseous, I think, halfway down. Before we even left Connecticut, I think they were feeling car sick from doing that. But and the funny, I couldn't believe they were so well behaved on that 20-hour trip compared to the 5-hour trip. And I don't know what it was. There was a lot of sleeping going on. And the only time I remember them being really bad was on the way home. And I think we were already back into Connecticut. And they went into a meltdown. And my wife and I were just, I don't know, it was funny. We were in such a good mood or something. I don't know what it was. Or we were just punchy. I remember her and I laughing and just turning up the stereo as loud as it goes so we couldn't hear you. And that's how we blocked.
Good parents.
Yeah.
Drown out the noise.
Well, after 20 hours of
there you go.
after 20 hours of driving, you don't have patience for
Oh my gosh.
3 kids screaming. All right. Well, anyway, let's get into. Keith, you did a really nice job of giving me a beautiful outline, covering all these beautiful trips down to Thanksgiving at Walt Disney World, and let's get into it.
All right.
Tell me. What's your history with Disney World?
Basically, it was kind of fate that I was going to be a Disney fan because I was born the same year as when Disney World opened, 1971.
Okay.
So basically, every time Disney World has a celebration passing, I basically know my age. Good thing they didn't have one since the 25th.
Oh man.
But basically, it all started when I went to Disneyland when I was 7. I haven't actually been back since. Still trying to get out there.
Oh yeah.
But I remember going, as a kid when I was like little, and something just kind of clicked in my head. I just thought this was the coolest place on the planet. And then I remember not being able to ride Space Mountain because I was really little.
Yeah.
Oh.
And my mom pretty much wouldn't let me. So then I guess when I got older and discovered Disney World, I was like, hey, I'm a little bit older now. I can ride Space Mountain. And we used to do a lot of family trips in the mid-'80s. My grandfather lived down in Florida, and my dad went down there a lot for business.
Yeah.
So, I've basically been going to Disney my whole life, and then pretty much started back in 1996 going for Thanksgiving.
Excellent. Well,
Our phone's ringing.
I'll take a little. Let's see how long it goes. So, Keith, this is basically a big family trip that you do every year?
Yeah. It started in 1996. Basically, it was just my parents.
Okay.
And it basically started, I think my parents were basically tired of driving an hour to see our relatives up in northern Jersey every year. So I basically said to them, hey, why don't we go to Disney World instead? Me being the big Disney fan.
Yeah.
Because, of course, flying would be a lot easier than just driving an hour for Thanksgiving. So it started off the first couple years with just my parents. And then over time, my sister joined us and her family as her kids got a little bit older. Yeah. And then I met my wife. And it was a match made in heaven because my wife, it just turned out that her parents actually have a timeshare down in Orlando Thanksgiving week. So I was like, this is great. I go down for Thanksgiving every year. And here they were going down pretty much, every couple of years for Thanksgiving. And we actually figured out that we were there a couple of years the same time, but obviously we didn't know each other and never crossed paths. And then over time, my sister and brother-in-law would join us as well. And last year was a very exciting year for me because I was able to take my son for the very first time, and he was about 8 months old.
Well, that was really interesting, Lindsay.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? We got an emergency phone call that took us away from our podcast first time.
Got to help the pastor when he calls your house.
I mean, as far as emergencies go, not really critical. He had a flat tire and was in a parking lot.
And it was cold.
And he's not very mechanically inclined.
In anything. Computers, mechanics.
Even I looked mechanically inclined compared to him.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to really help him other than give him a ride home, and it became a real ordeal to get that wheel off.
Oh, jeez. But we're back.
But anyways, we're back. Thanks for putting up with our little incident there, Keith. Sorry about that.
No problem.
We're real life people, just like you.
Yeah. Our cats, get
meow in the background.
Down the background. The
phones
dogs
ring.
Bark,
hey,
ring. Yes, it is real. It's all real. All right. So getting back, you were just explaining, Keith, how you made the tradition of Thanksgiving being the time you go down to Walt Disney World. And I was just wondering, we often talk here about how deciding, one of the biggest decisions you got to make is what time of year to go.
It makes such a difference in your trip.
Yeah, there's so many good times a year to go. There's so many different things to do at Disney World. And I'm just wondering why you what made you think Thanksgiving was a good time? And why do you like going down at Thanksgiving time?
We actually like going down to Thanksgiving. I mean, one thing we don't like is actually the crowds, because it's definitely pretty crowded that the week of Thanksgiving. But we like going down there because what we actually do is we actually fly down Thanksgiving Day.
Oh wow! So not too much.
The airport's empty because everybody's flying down the night before. So flying down is really great, and then the parks are decorated, to the nines with all the Christmas decorations.
Right.
So it's a great time to go as far as you get to celebrate the holiday festivities. You get to go down, eat Thanksgiving dinner, have a big meal, and it just over time just kind of became a tradition for me and my family.
Yeah,
I can imagine by that time, like they finally have all the decorations up, all the trees in the different hotels, and in front of like Animal Kingdom gets a tree. All the decorations go up and are finally up in Magic Kingdom.
Well, maybe you can answer actually this little debate we had recently. Well, Lindsay was talking about, she just noticed a video where they showed the time lapse of the Halloween decorations going down and the Christmas decorations coming up. But they just recently did that, and here it is way before Thanksgiving. I thought they always did the Christmas decorations like right after Thanksgiving.
They actually pretty much started as soon as Thanksgiving's over. Pretty much Christmas decorations go up. I actually took a tour behind the scenes. I think it's called the Yuletide Fantasy Tour back in early 2000s. And actually, you can still do the tour. And basically what it does is it takes you behind the scenes and they have a whole warehouse full of Christmas decorations.
Wow.
Neat.
And they have a lot of the Christmas trees kind of almost like already done. And that's kind of where they do a lot of repairs on the Christmas decorations after the year's out. But that's a full-time job, actually, for a department with all the Christmas decorations. And they have everything mapped out of, like, everything's tagged of where it goes to what park, what hotel. And right after Halloween, they're out there, overnight getting the decorations up slowly by slowly. Because the first Very Merry Christmas party is November, I think, 7th or 8th this year. And the Disney Osborne Lights start up in August. So it's pretty much right from Halloween right to Christmas. And kind of Thanksgiving kind of just gets kind of put in there in between. But Thanksgiving to, Disney World is mainly a food holiday.
Which is fine with us. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah. Where is that warehouse? Because I know I did a backstage tour of Magic Kingdom years ago.
It's kind of near the Magic Kingdom. If you kind of go where they store the monorails, if you kind of go straight back from there, there's a couple warehouses back in that area, if I remember correctly. It basically was a bus that took us around. We went to World Showcase before the park opened up. She went over a lot of the holiday decorations and stuff like that. It was actually a really cool tour.
Excellent. All right, so I'm going down your list here, And the next thing I have is the planning for the Thanksgiving trip. So what is it like to plan? I know, just getting everyone's schedules, because how many different groups of people are going? You've got quite a bit of family members going down.
Yeah, it definitely varies from year to year. I mean, kind of our largest group was 11 people.
Okay.
So our family members usually handle their own travel arrangements as far as airlines, and then usually hotels, because we're not necessarily staying at the same place because my in-laws have a timeshare.
Okay.
So they kind of usually stay there, and we'll stay. We stayed on site before off site, but I'm the one that kind of usually plans all the dining reservations. So I'm up 180 days up at midnight. As soon as you get them available, I'm booking those.
Oh yeah, you need to.
Do you book for the whole a week? Like every day you have a ADR?
Not every day.
Okay.
It kind of, we're usually definitely about maybe 4 out of the 6 days.
Okay.
It kind of varies each year. But Thanksgiving's the hardest day to get because if it's a large group of 11 people, you have to book that way in advance.
Like right when it comes out.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because on Thanksgiving Day, Thanksgiving dinner, when I eat at the various resorts, you see a lot of large groups. So there's definitely, limited capacity in each of the restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
But you're flying in Thanksgiving Day, so you're not technically eating Thanksgiving Day, or?
We actually fly in Thanksgiving morning usually. I mean, last year I actually got a 6 a.m. flight because it would be perfect for my son so he could sleep on the flight.
Right.
So we're usually getting down there anywhere between noon and about 2 o'clock, and then so we are having Thanksgiving dinner.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're
Usually what we do is we check into our hotel, and then we usually eat at one of the Disney resorts.
excellent. Well, I don't know if I'm going to jump around here, but you're making me already get into wondering what the food choices.
No, I'm getting more and more curious.
We can jump right into food if you want.
Oh, that sounds good to me.
So what's your favorite restaurant for a Thanksgiving meal there?
I kind of ate at various Disney restaurants over the years. I ate at Olivia's over at the Old Key West Resort.
Yep.
I ate at Kona Cafe, Turf Club over at Saratoga Springs. Probably my favorite was the Yacht Club Gallery over at the Yacht Club.
Yep.
And that was a buffet. And what was kind of special for that one is we actually wound up getting our own room.
Wow.
Our own private room, which we didn't even ask for. Disney just kind of saw that we're a large group.
Okay.
And we kind of just lucked out with that. And that was just kind of really special, just kind of getting away from all the other people and just kind of almost like it was in our own, house at home, kind of, a little private room there. It was really, really nice.
Yeah, it sounds like the perfect Thanksgiving where you get to be like a personal little family, but then everyone else does the food, so you don't have to worry about cleaning up or anything.
Exactly. And I mean, Disney, you can go on various websites, and any place in Disney World pretty much that serves food basically is serving Thanksgiving.
Oh, cool.
Even like restaurants that you normally wouldn't think of, like Via Napoli in Italy. Over at Epcot, they're serving Thanksgiving dinner. So that would be kind of a little bit odd. I'm sure there's kind of other usual restaurants that usually kind of think that would be more, appropriate for Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
That sort of answers my question. Then the restaurants are catering to traditional Thanksgiving meals?
Yes. Actually, what it used to be, it's kind of funny. Back when I started in 1996, kind of the mid to late 90s, a lot of the restaurants actually used to be closed, and it used to be a lot more limited menu, and over time in the 2000s, a lot more restaurants kind of opened up offering Thanksgiving. A lot of places they either do, to make things easy, they do a buffet,
right? Mm-hmm.
Or they kind of have your typical Thanksgiving dinner with turkey, stuffing, cranberry, that kind of thing, and then a couple other items from their menu. But usually it's kind of, you usually won't find a full blown out menu Thanksgiving Day just because it's more limited staff.
Yeah, I have this feeling a lot of those restaurants, they do the same menu day in and day out. It must be kind of interesting for them to do something a little different.
Finally do something
Mix
different.
it up a little bit.
Yeah, you would probably, even if it's just, turkey, right, it would be a little bit different.
Lindsay always eats vegetarian.
Yeah, so every so often if I don't, they used to have like one option on the menu that's vegetarian, and I don't feel like that. I'll just have the chef come out and make something special.
But they usually seem very excited to do something different and cater to.
Yeah, more often than not, I'll have the chef come out and be excited. Like, what do you want me to make for you? I can do this, I can do that, and so I'm sure it's exciting to do something a little bit different.
All right,
so then, what do you usually like? What's your Thanksgiving usually like?
I like sweet potatoes and like we have vegetarian stuffing.
Okay.
And a lot of vegetables and pie and stuff like that.
So you basically fill up on all the sides and dessert. That's probably the best way to do it.
Casseroles and stuff like that are vegetarian. And a lot of my family knows that I'm vegetarian too, so if they can, they'll make something special for me. So they're very sweet.
We traditionally have had it here at our house, and the families, my in-laws and my parents, and sometimes my sister alternating with her, she has a son, would come. So we have a pretty big gathering. This year we're actually going to my sister's house.
For the past 5 years or so, we've actually been going somewhere else though.
Yes.
My whole childhood growing up, it was always at our house.
What really, my mom's dad is in his 90s now, so it's difficult for him to get out, and he has emphysema and that kind of thing.
Okay.
So it's gotten a little more difficult in that regard. So yeah, we have gone. The day after is always fun too, because we always go up to my in-laws, and she always cooks another turkey or something good. Lasagna.
You have Thanksgiving twice then.
Yeah, like I was gonna say, like I know I'm going the day after to go visit mom's mom.
This is one of my favorite holidays. I mean, I love getting together with family. I'm excited that Harry's coming down from Boston. He's coming down on Tuesday. Ben is in college, and he's coming home. Although he's not that far away. He's only in Danbury, which is 45 minutes away, but haven't really seen that much of him. Looking forward to go to a couple movies. Although I was reading Dumb and Dumber 2, which is the original is one of Ben and I's most favorite movies, but I was reading some critics today, and it looked like it's not getting very good reviews.
Well, I could have told you that.
Well, some people just don't like the humor either, so.
That's true.
We'll see. We'll probably go and laugh anyway.
Anyways.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about family.
It's kind of funny, like most people have that traditional Thanksgiving, dinner at their house or, with family or whatever. But I mean, for the last 18 years, for me, like Thanksgiving's like being in Disney World. It's completely different. Like I haven't seen a Thanksgiving Day parade. I'm flying Thanksgiving Day, so I can't even,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know what kind of one's really like. But it's a great place to be for, Thanksgiving, just, being with family, and everything's just so festive and everything. I mean, it's one of the best places on earth, and then just to be with your family. I mean,
I think it's a great idea, right? Because I think, again, Thanksgiving's about being with family anyway, and what better place to be than all going down to Disney World. I think it's really exciting.
You can really focus on your family because everything else is done for you.
No one has to cook.
There's no arguing over who does the dishes.
And everyone can have a good time. And you put a question here for us, our thoughts on planning with a big group. Like you had that big group of 11.
Sounds like a nightmare to me.
Lindsay does a lot of that planning. And I don't know if we want to rehash it. We talked about this from our 25th wedding anniversary trip, which was 9 people. And the hardest part was just, they didn't mind following our itinerary to some respect. They sort of fell off. Some people fell off of it. Mm-hmm. That kind of got Lindsay irritated.
Well, the problem was because I would adjust it to accommodate them, and then they would blow me off again. Yeah. And that killed me. And
so we tried to, although everyone stuck to the restaurants pretty good, if I remember right.
Yeah, we only had a couple that didn't go.
But it was more of the fast pass coordination that was.
See, I haven't experienced that yet, so I'm a little bit worried about scheduling fast passes for everyone. So last year, I went down. The fast passes weren't introduced yet, so that's good. That's a whole new ball game for me. But usually, everybody kind of compromises to a point. I mean, one great thing that we like to do, and that's really great for going down for Thanksgiving, is kind of like you just said. There's, we're in Disney World, so there's no distractions like watching football on TV or doing Black Friday shopping or anything like that.
Right. Well, if you compare, I know we do a beach vacation also, and we did a really fun family one, which was not only, it was friends and family. Mm-hmm. And how many, we had like 13, 14 people.
Yeah.
The thing different there was we didn't have really a set itinerary.
We just kind of did whatever.
If somebody was going, like, we go down to Wildwood, New Jersey, and if we were going to go out to the boardwalk or we were going to go to Cape May for the day, everyone just said, yeah, sure, I'll go. The difference with Disney World is
with that new Fast Pass system, they really locked.
Yeah, you basically you have to do a lot more planning,
right? Yeah, to try to get in all the rides and try to do it in a way that you're not waiting in line.
Yeah, but you know, honestly, my recommendation now, having lived through it with a fairly big group, is if you're the one who's planning it and you know what's best and how to schedule a day and how the crowds go and all that sort of thing. Schedule your Fast Passes. Try to get everyone's opinion in at that first time when you're scheduling Fast Passes. And if they don't follow your schedule, then that's too bad. They missed that ride.
Yeah,
that's what I say.
Or they could book their own, I suppose.
Yeah, usually everyone kind of trusts my judgment because in my family, I'm the quote unquote Disney expert.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So basically, everyone kind of just leaves most things up to me to plan.
Did they follow your plan?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I've been previous years where we'll be on the flight going down, and my sister will kind of lean over me and be like, hey, what are we doing in Disney World? I'm like, didn't you kind of just, all the emails and everything else that I've been kind of planning for the last, month or whatever. But yeah, they generally follow along.
Yeah.
All right. Now, so how about some advice on visiting during Thanksgiving? And I got this feeling from reading what you're talking about here that you do some stuff outside of the Disney property.
Yeah, basically, I mean, the week of Thanksgiving is super busy. The crowds really start heading down the Saturday and Sunday before Thanksgiving.
Right.
And the week of Thanksgiving itself is usually super crowded. I mean, the Magic Kingdom and the Animal Kingdom are opening at 8 a.m. the week of Thanksgiving. And with extra magic hours, that means that they're opening up at 7 a.m.
Wow.
And the Magic Kingdom's open until midnight. So you can, and they kind of change the hours as I guess they see hotels booking up. I noticed various years where like an hour will be added to the closing, like as it gets a week or two before Thanksgiving. So it's definitely very crowded. So usually what we do is usually we fly down Thanksgiving Day, like I said, and usually the Friday and Saturday, a lot of times we'll do resort hopping. So we'll go and visit the various resorts. Or we'll go outside Disney and do like a family activity outside Disney, like such as like Gatorland or Forever Florida or something like that. And we really won't start hitting the parks until that. We actually extend our Thanksgiving vacation. We don't go home that Sunday because once again it's super crazy to fly.
Right.
So we usually go home that Tuesday or Wednesday after Thanksgiving.
Okay.
So we'll go to the parks that Monday or Tuesday after Thanksgiving. Everybody went home on Sunday, and the parks are empty.
So what's one of your favorite things outside of the parks to do?
I actually, every year we kind of find something different to do. I actually really I would suggest, it's about a 45-minute drive, but it's kind of like a wildlife preserve called Forever Florida, outside. And it was really nice because, you go in Disney World and you have a great time, but, sometimes the crowds just really get to you. So we went to this wildlife preserve and we did kind of a buggy ride. And I love just kind of like nature and just kind of seeing the plant life and animal life of like Florida.
Nice.
And we were the only, like me and my wife and one other person were on the buggy ride. We actually kind of went away ourselves on this little venture. And it was just nice, very peace and quiet, just to kind of get away from the hustle and bustle of the crowds.
Very neat.
Do you usually rent a car then?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I mean, that was pretty obvious, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely rent a car, just kind of gives us more flexibility. Because sometimes we stayed on-site and more recently we actually stayed off-site. Last year we actually had a condo which actually overlooked downtown Disney, and it was great because we could see the Disney fireworks from our bedroom.
Wow.
And we could see the Epcot illuminations and the Wishes fireworks pretty much right after another. So that was great. My son's sleeping in the bedroom, and we're just sitting there watching the Disney fireworks. So it was the second best thing besides being in the park.
Whereabouts was that condo then?
This was called, I think it's the Blue Heron Resort.
Okay.
And we actually got a 2-bedroom condo. The one side of the condo overlooks the lake, So I got to watch the sunrise in the morning over the lake, and then got to watch the fireworks over downtown Disney at night.
That sounds beautiful.
It was really nice.
Very nice.
But the one mistake, which is going back to crowds on Thanksgiving, is it was right next to the outlets. And the outlets outside Disney, the roads get jam-packed because everybody's doing their Black Friday shopping.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Very true.
Now, I was looking here. You like to do your big meal at the resort hotels. Is there some reason why the resort hotels are the best for the...
Well, we kind of learned from experience because early on in the mid-'90s and kind of the early 2000s, we used to do the Thanksgiving dinners off-site. And we did it at, your typical hotel kind of banquet hall kind of Thanksgiving buffet. Yep. And we did it kind of at one or two couple years down in a seafood buffet. And one time we did it one of the steakhouses kind of, off-site Disney property. And there's just not much to it. It's just kind of the meal. But once you kind of go to Disney, I feel like everything changes. They got the Christmas decorations up. The food's so much better. Just a more kind of positive atmosphere. So that's why we definitely like to have our Thanksgiving dinner on site at one of the resorts.
What are some? I know you mentioned the Yacht Club as a good one. Any other good ones you can recommend?
Actually, I really liked the Polynesian. Was always great. And we had it over at a Kona Cafe, and I kind of wasn't sure what to expect because here you're on kind of Polynesian theme, doesn't really kind of fit in with Thanksgiving, but it was really nice that it really wasn't too busy, and the food was great. So I would definitely suggest that one as well. Maybe not this year with the construction, but I'm sure once it's finished, it'll be really nice.
Yeah, we love Kona.
We're a big fan of Kona. I'm trying to remember what trip it was.
It was in June was when we went last.
Yeah, but we went again. There was a meal we had there that was just...
It was the year before.
The year before,
yep,
yeah.
When we were all together. It was another big group.
We're big fans of the Polynesian anyway, and Ohana's my favorite of all time. But Kona is a little-known secret. I tell people about it all the time, so I'm glad you had fun there. Now, I wouldn't too worry. They have the construction, which makes the overall resort kind of... gives it a little...
It just takes away a little bit.
But
yeah, it'll be done in a year.
Kona's still a good place.
It's just that big wall outside the front. It just kind of walls off the restaurant.
Yeah,
whereas it used to be really open, it just feels closed off now.
Yeah, you don't have the waterfall or the... Was that waterfall?
It was a waterfall.
Yeah,
at one point.
You have no view of that, which we all know is going away.
And just the ambiance of the whole hotel, but it'll be back.
I'm not surprised for you to say Kona. Did you ever do Animal Kingdom?
No, we never kind of we try to avoid I love the Animal Kingdom Lodge, but we actually try to avoid the Animal Kingdom, the park itself, actually, during Thanksgiving Day, just because it gets too crowded. But I know some people actually, I talk to people when I'm down there, and some people actually said they just go to the parks, and have a turkey leg for Thanksgiving, which is kind of apropos. Just go to Frontierland, grab yourself a turkey leg and a churro, and all set there.
That's really good.
Excellent. I'm going to dig into why last year was so special, because you got some more notes here about last year. Now, you've been going for so many times, and now you have a young son of your own to share this with, which is, just...
Fantastic. Amazing.
It kicks it up another notch to have a young one there. What was it like for your son's first trip to Disney World?
Basically my in-laws said they were going to go down and use their timeshare for Thanksgiving last year, so we said we were going. I was very hesitant with my son because he was only 7 months at the time.
Right.
So we were really worried about flying, so that's why we booked the flight at 6 a.m. And it was one of the best trips that we did. He was perfect the entire trip. Wow. And, I've been a huge Disney fan since I was 7. So now having my own son, down in Disney World for Thanksgiving, it was just like a dream come true for me. So we decided that the Magic Kingdom would be a little bit too intense, that there's too many rides, too many attractions that you want to see. And here I am trying to, get my 7-month-old, around to see everything. So we actually did Epcot. It was the only Disney park we actually did. But it was great. We actually got there. We rope dropped. Instead of heading right towards Test Track or Soaring, we went right to the character spot.
Right.
And he was dressed as Mickey Mouse, and we went into the character spot, and there was Mickey Mouse, and Mickey Mouse kneeled down and kind of signaled for to basically he wanted to hold him. So he, we basically went over, we gave him, my son Mickey Mouse, and it was luckily we had PhotoPass because those pictures are priceless.
Oh my gosh, I can't imagine.
I don't know what this Mickey Mouse costume looks like. This must be really. Does he have the ears and?
Yeah, it pretty much looks. I'll have to send you a picture because it's.
I'd love to see that picture.
Classic. And we actually, for Halloween, had 3 outfits. So we had a Tigger outfit and a Winnie the Pooh outfit.
Oh my gosh!
So we kept changing him, over the course of the day, and we were online to see Winnie the Pooh. And he was dressed as Winnie the Pooh, so he got his picture with Winnie the Pooh dressed as Winnie the Pooh.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, we
awesome.
We saw quite a few little ones when we were trick or treating, and we saw a Mickey in a stroller in Frontierland. I don't think you remember that.
Oh no, I think I do. Yeah.
And it was the cutest costume of the night. So I can imagine if your kid was just like that. I can't imagine how cute.
You're right, Lindsay. Well, my father will never. My mom and dad will never forget when our oldest son we brought. You get so excited, especially with the first one. No offense, Lindsay.
Yeah.
But we dressed him up as a pumpkin and knocked on their door. And he had this a French beret kind of hat with a pumpkin hat. It was so cute. I think every parent's probably dressed their kid as a pumpkin. I've seen so many of them, but my mother and father just went ballistic. They laughed so hard. They still remember that. And it's even cooler to do Disney
to have
characters.
Mickey hold your kid dressed as Mickey.
I know it.
Yeah, it's funny because it totally gives me a total new perspective on going to the parks.
Yeah.
I used to be like a Type A personality. Basically I would go from soon as the park opened to closing, and then I met my wife, and my wife's like, whoa, I can't really do 4 parks in a row. I used to do every day 4 parks. To the point where my basically feet were holding the last day. So when I met my wife, we kind of got more into the resort hopping, and we went to we limited it to 2 parks during our Thanksgiving trip. And now with my son, basically, it was a lot more focusing on the characters and just kind of slowing down and just kind of really enjoying everything. I mean, we took him to the baby center, and we kind of just let him crawl around the baby center probably for a good half an hour. Because he doesn't know about the rides and everything, right. But he loved meeting the characters.
Oh, that was going to be my next question. He wasn't scared, and what was his reaction to the characters? We did Chef Mickey's, and we did breakfast over at the Cape May Cafe, and he loved all the characters. He was actually trying to grab Pluto's whiskers.
Oh, what a sweetheart.
And he was not scared at all. He actually loved them.
Oh, good.
That is so good.
That's excellent.
Well,
right.
Because we've seen the kids who get terrified and start screaming.
There was a really cute family sitting next to us at the Garden Grill this last trip.
Oh, yeah.
And
they had 3 kids.
3 kids. And
little ones.
They had a little one in, was he in a stroller, I think?
Yeah, he was in a high chair.
High chair. He had mixed reaction, right?
Yeah, and Mickey was very careful not to scare him too much.
He didn't quite know. He'd get into it for a little while, but then I felt like he was
a little spooked.
He was a little spooked. It was we were enjoying watching them.
The little kids.
It brought back memories, of course, because I had 3 kids.
So on top of him meeting the characters, he actually met Santa Claus twice.
Oh.
So he met Santa Claus at Epcot for the first time, and we weren't sure how he was going to react. It was actually Mr. and Mrs. Claus. Okay. And so he loved him, but probably the more memorable moment is we took him to downtown Disney. He's dressed in a Hawaiian shirt. You would probably like that, Kurt. So he's dressed in a Hawaiian shirt and little shorts. So we take him to meet, Santa Claus, and there's this couple behind us just kind of talking and oh, your baby's so cute or whatever. And then he starts crying hysterically. And this is about 2 people in front of us about to meet Santa Claus. So they were so bad because they thought they ruined it for us and whatever. But he calmed down. He met Santa Claus, and I'll have to send you pictures because once again, it's just that most classic moment. He was almost looking at him are you real? It was just,
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you just those are memories you'll never forget.
And now, just one question: in Epcot, was it in the UK Pavilion where you met Mrs.
It actually was an American Adventure.
Okay, because I think I know Father Christmas was in UK, and I thought Mrs. Claus was with him, but I wasn't sure. But that's cool to know. That's good to know that he's.
Yeah, they had this whole big setup. It was actually really nice.
Neat.
Well, they do the Christmas traditions from all those countries. There's usually some kind of character, like
Yeah.
China has the Monkey King.
They actually, they do
like
the
that.
Epcot holiday
in Germany.
storytellers.
Yeah,
And it starts the day after Thanksgiving, which is another reason we like to go down there.
right.
And they actually just changed some of the storytellers for this year.
Oh.
Yeah. So the other thing I was going to ask was having a young child, 7 months. How did you guys make out being on vacation with the young guy? No problem.
He's actually a pretty good kid, but we only went to one park. We went to Epcot, and we actually wound up visiting a lot of the resorts.
Yeah.
But we still got to see a lot of the we saw the gingerbread house decoration over at the Grand Floridian, and a lot of the holiday decorations over at the various parks. So we kind of knew we weren't going to be able to hit a whole bunch of parks and stuff like that. But it was just more about spending time with family, just kind of visiting the various resorts. He loved the monorail. He loved we went to the top of the Contemporary, kind of looked out there. We overlooked the Magic Kingdom, and he kind of, pointed out the monorail. And we kind of just took it like a lot slower that year, but he was a lot of fun. I mean, the hardest thing overall was just kind of managing the stroller and the car seat. That was kind of a little bit challenging, putting the car seat in, because we brought our own car seat, and then we had to put it in the rental car. So that was a little tricky, but...
Well, it sounds like good advice. I mean, you guys basically did a chill.
Slow down.
Yeah,
you gotta slow down.
have to. They have their nap times and everything else.
Exactly. So. It's hard. I've seen, we've seen some pretty good stressful parents. Like you said, the strollers.
Meltdowns.
It can be.
Not just the kids, the parents too.
Well, yeah, exactly. All right. And the other thing you were mentioning here, things that you like to do, you were mentioning here, renting a boat on the Sassagoula River from Port Orleans. Or character breakfasts. You mentioned Cape May breakfast. They have characters over there?
Yeah, actually, kind of an interesting story is they have a character breakfast where the characters are actually dressed in beach gear. So I think if I remember correctly, it's Goofy, Minnie Mouse, I think maybe Pluto, and I was really excited because it was Donald Duck. And so we actually went there, we walked around kind of the boardwalk and the yacht club and the beach club. So we're having, our breakfast over at the Cape May Cafe. And I'm kind of just sitting there, it was with my in-laws, my wife, and my son. And I just look over and probably sitting about 2 tables over. And I kind of did one of those second glances and kind of grabbed my wife and said, "Is that Gary Sinise over there?" So Gary Sinise was 2 tables over eating breakfast with his family.
Oh, cool.
Oh, nice. Now, I've seen celebrities out in the wild, and it's really kind of...
You have a cool one.
It's an awkward moment. You don't know... they don't know you. And
Right, and you don't know, is it actually them?
Yeah. So, well, he does the candlelight...
He was actually the storyteller that night.
Yeah, right.
Oh, wow, cool.
For the candlelight procession.
Every time Forrest Gump comes on the television, it was on yesterday, Mom and I were watching it.
You have to stop and watch it.
It's like you always stop and watch that movie.
It's just
Gary
so good.
Sinise. That was probably the breakout movie for his career.
He seemed like a real nice guy, though. He was there with his dad, and
nice.
And his dad seemed older, and he was just kind of taking pictures when the characters came over, just like any other guy. And basically, everybody left him alone. Like the characters were the main celebrities there.
Neat.
But that was just kind of an extra little kind of bonus there. And actually, another time we were at a very Merry Christmas party, and we actually ran into Samantha Brown.
Oh,
she
nice.
was doing, she used to do a lot of the Disney kind of shows on the Travel Channel,
Yep.
and she was filming, I guess, some scenes for, a Christmas special she did.
All right, I'll tell you my famous encounter.
Okay.
This is a good one.
Do you know what I'm going to say?
I know which one you're talking
Okay.
about, the Festival of Lion King.
Yeah, we were at the Festival of Lion King, and it was early in our trips to Disney World. We were sitting down and thinking the show was getting ready to start. Most everyone was already sitting down, except there were 2 large areas kind of roped off in front of, right directly in front of me. And I see these guys come in with the dark glasses and suits.
Okay.
And they come in first, and then I see a couple of ladies come in, And one I recognize, I'm looking at this woman going, boy,
Why do I know her?
She looks really familiar. And sometimes when you see a celebrity that close, it doesn't register right away.
It's a click.
And it was Rosalind Carter and her daughter Amy, she's all grown up. Her husband was with her, and Jimmy Carter, and a large group of their family. Jimmy Carter, ex-president, walks in and sits down right in front of me.
Wow.
Yeah, that was.
They were going to see the Festival of the Lion King?
Yeah, this was at the Animal Kingdom.
Wow,
It's meant to be like 2002 something.
Yeah, that was really cool. All right. You mentioned here renting boats on the Sassagoula River near Port Orleans. I didn't know you could rent boats there.
Yeah, actually, usually what we like to do is, besides heading to the parks, we usually like to do one activity as a family. Just kind of becomes a tradition, and we kind of do a different activity each year. So you can actually rent. Well, you can rent kind of the small like paddle boats, but you can actually kind of rent like I guess it's kind of like a platoon boat. It held, I think it was 10 of us actually on the boat. And my brother-in-law kind of has more, I guess, boating skills than I do. So he was kind of the pilot, so to speak. And we all get in the boat, and stupid us all sits in the front. So then all of a sudden, water starts coming in the front. So we realized he kind of balanced it out, based on kind of the weight of the boat. And I would definitely suggest that if you never did it, take the boat ride down from, Port Orleans or Port Orleans Riverside down to downtown Disney.
Right.
So we actually did that, and it was just great just being on the boat for an hour, just cruising around the Disney waterways and just kind of, just talking and just kind of being together as a family. And after we were done, we got one of the cast members and they took our picture, like all 10 of us, so, in front of the dock. So that was just kind of a really nice kind of family moment there.
That sounds so pleasant.
Yeah, I'm hopping around your notes, but you're talking about downtown Disney. Yes, I have taken that boat down there. It is a great idea. One of the reasons why I often recommend Port Orleans, not only because it's a good moderate resort, but just for that boat ride in close proximity to downtown Disney, if people enjoy doing that. But do you know of new decor happening downtown Disney this year?
I read online this year. I haven't seen any pictures yet, but I did read that they're actually coming out with new decorations, and it probably makes sense now that Disney Springs is under construction that they're coming out with new decorations. But I haven't seen anything online yet, so I'm not sure exactly how they're going to look. But it's kind of funny, going down for Thanksgiving every year, you do kind of tend to notice the same decorations over and over.
Yeah.
You kind of like, it's the same Christmas tree as last year, but it doesn't ruin anything. So it's always kind of nice. I know they put some new stuff on, Main Street just to kind of, I guess they freshen it up every couple of years. So people like me say, oh, that's new.
Yeah. But it's still magical just to see how grand everything is. It's so different from everywhere else.
You were talking about family traditions, and you had a question for us, what we like to do as a tradition as we go down on trips. And yes, margaritas at 11 a.m. in Mexico. Now,
straight on the dot, 11 o'clock. We're at the barrier.
Yeah,
let us in.
So is that a tradition? Like you have to do that every trip?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's something that made an impression on my wife Margita. She just loves.
Why, we don't know.
She's the type of person when she finds something that she likes, she's got to do it all the time. So yeah, that's why it's a tradition. It's just kind of funny.
And then we go do the Mexican boat ride.
Yeah.
Right afterwards.
She loves the consistency of that. There's nothing, and we've tried all the margaritas down there in Disney World.
Nothing's like those.
I don't
ones
say
that
all
are
of
outside.
them, but there's nothing.
I've had a good bunch of them last time I was down there.
Yeah, well, if we're in the place where Test Track and that part, and we're not near World Showcase, and it's getting towards 11, we start to
she gets a little.
We start to get a little antsy.
Does it have to be exactly at 11?
No, it doesn't.
We try to make it over there from
this past trip. Actually, I think we blew that tradition. I don't think we made it at 11.
We did once.
Did we? Okay.
We did once, but then the second time we had to go get lunch.
My wife always takes a picture. Her and I holding up doing a with the glass
traditional drink.
We always get a picture like that.
It's kind of. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
It's funny that you're talking that. We actually kind of have something similar with the picture. We always have to go down and get a Mickey bar, and every year we always take a picture of us eating the the Mickey bar, and then we have to go down and go to one of the resorts for breakfast and have Mickey waffles.
That's a good tradition.
I like those Mickey
are
waffles.
good
Those are good.
It actually got to the point that we liked them so much that I bought a Mickey waffle maker, thinking, I can make the Mickey waffles at home, but they kind of come more out like Mickey pancakes. They're more flat and kind of not the same kind of flat and fluffy waffles, but it still works, and I'm really excited to introduce my son to them.
Really
it's
funny.
hard. It's hard to recreate the magic at home.
They must have a special recipe for something.
Yeah.
Another tradition I would say is Magic Kingdom. Usually the first ride we go on is Haunted Mansion.
Which we break often.
Yeah,
we try to get there, but
it's not worked out as much lately. We like to do that. And the other, I would say, Columbia Harbor House is a big...
Yeah, we do that every the first day.
The first day for lunch. We're a big fan of Columbia Harbor House in Magic
Yeah,
Kingdom.
that's a great place.
Because you can look over all of Liberty Square and then into Frontierland, depending on...
And then upstairs eating area is not that crowded.
No, that's exactly where we go.
That probably comes from reading the Touring Plans book, the unofficial guide. Those are little tips that we probably got from there that have stuck in our itinerary. Mm-hmm. Can you think of any other traditions, Lindsay?
Not really. Not besides what we do first when we go to each park.
I thought of one more, actually. Every time we go to Epcot for lunch, we always eat at the Electric Umbrella. And there's an upstairs eating area, and it pretty much overlooks Mouse Gears, and we've been doing that for years. We get there pretty much right at 11:30 when it's not crowded, and just kind of people watching, having early lunch. Of course, last year we kind of changed it up a little bit. We ate at the Electric Umbrella, but because my son, we had the stroller, we can't take it upstairs, so we ate outside. But then we didn't realize outside we're going to get attacked by bees. So,
oh my gosh.
So, it was more kind of running around, escaping the bees, than actually enjoying it. So, I guess, we'll go back to eating inside.
What's good to eat at the Electric Umbrella? Why is that a good place to go?
They actually have, it's funny. Disney has these weird kind of combinations of food. They have Lindsay wouldn't appreciate this, but they have a hamburger basically where you could put mac and cheese on the burger.
Oh wow!
So it's like kind of the best of both worlds. I forget what they call it, maybe a mac and cheese burger or whatever. But
yeah,
it doesn't really fit in with the dining challenge that we're going to be doing. But
I think that's cool that even a restaurant, a little table service like that has something unique.
Yeah, I think a lot of places in Disney have that, just little special menu.
Yeah, the menus are just a little bit different. There's something
specialty.
Yeah, some little specialty that they do. That's cool. Hey, one thing, Lindsay, we've never done this before, and I wonder what your take is on Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party.
I actually did that twice. And like I said, one time I went, met Samantha Brown, but second time we went back, she wasn't there. But I would definitely suggest, if you guys never did it, you actually can get it's officially 7 to midnight, but you actually can get into the parks actually at 4 p.m. There's a little tip for our listeners. And it's great. If you're not in the holiday spirit by being down in Disney World, seeing all the decorations. You walk down Main Street and it's actually snowing in Florida to begin with. They got all the Christmas music. The castle's got the holiday lights on there, and they got a couple of various kind of Christmas type shows. And then the Christmas parade got every character dressed in their holiday gear, and then you got holiday wishes, and it's just puts you in such a holiday mood.
When you're describing this, Keith, for me, of course, you probably know that we talk about our pastor. We are trying to live the Christian tradition, and I don't get into the mood really till pretty late. Usually, I'm usually a late person, for when Christmas shows up. But it's always has a special feeling for me, and I'm wondering then, does Disney? You say get in the mood. Yeah. Do you feel that special Christmas feeling when you're in
traditional Christmas?
You got, Magic Kingdom has that feeling. Doesn't that give you
all
a little?
The time.
It gives you that little tingle, doesn't it, in your senses? Because it is a special place. But
it's kind of funny because we usually try to start our Christmas shopping usually early November, but I'm still just not kind of into the holiday mood. until we basically get down to Disney World.
Yeah.
And then, it's decked to the nines. They got Christmas music playing all the time. And then I come home, and traditionally we don't really put up our holiday decorations actually until usually the week after Thanksgiving, because we're not home, because we're away in Disney World. We actually have a full day, we decorate the house or whatever. So we come back from Disney, basically full force in the Christmas mode, everything like that, kind of getting ready for the holiday.
Well, Christmas certainly is a good feeling holiday, and
just in general,
what better place than
happiest place in the world?
Exactly. Just
and the funny thing is, I'm actually Jewish, and my wife's Catholic, but I love Christmas. So
that doesn't mean you can't enjoy it. The spirit of the holiday.
I had a boss
Absolutely.
that was exactly the same way, Keith. He was
and
Jewish.
then over at Disney Hollywood Studios. I don't know if you guys ever been down there for the holidays, but the Osborne Christmas lights are just amazing as well.
Yeah, I know.
You walk down the streets of America, and it's snowing once again, because Disney's big on snowing. And it's funny because being up in Pennsylvania, we hate the snow, but when you go down to Disney World and it's snowing, it's like, oh my God, it's snowing. We actually last year we actually headed over to Celebration, and they actually have it snow down there every night. And it's nothing like having soap bubbles, kind of snowing on you. So, that kind of, seeing the Osborne lights as well definitely puts us in the holiday spirit.
Well, snow when you don't have to shovel it and it's warm
exactly.
out. It's a whole different
Sounds
story than the way it's blowing and
can't drive and all
shoveling
that sort of thing.
Here. Yeah, and the icy roads and all that. You don't get that in Florida.
And a lot of the resorts actually have really good decorations. Like there's a huge gingerbread house over at the Grand Floridian, and actually this year the Contemporary usually has some kind of gingerbread kind of display. This year it's actually a frozen display, and for a couple years they actually stopped doing it. But over at the Polynesian they actually had kind of gingerbread houses as well, small ones. The one over at the Grand Floridian is like, you can walk into it. Right. But they actually had tropical themed ones for a couple years over at the Polynesian as well.
That's so cute.
So, between, doing the very merry, gingerbread houses. I mean, they have the giant trees at the resorts as well. The Wilderness Lodge has a giant one. The Animal Kingdom Lodge has a huge one, and you can get your picture in front of it. So between that and all the decorations, I mean, how can you not be in the holiday spirit?
Exactly. All right, I got one, I think, last question.
Aw.
Well, actually, I just want to answer. He had a question for us, what we thought what would be our favorite restaurant for Thanksgiving, do you think, Lindsay?
You can guess mine.
Flying Fish?
Yep. It doesn't matter when
Our restaurants don't change. Our
Even having Thanksgiving. Yeah, I guess that would work.
Although, I the obvious one would be Liberty. What's the Liberty?
Liberty Tree Tavern.
Liberty Tree Tavern. I haven't been there in a while. That I think would be good too. Obviously,
well, that's what they serve all year. They serve that all year.
Is that a boring answer?
Yeah. Well, you're in the middle of the Magic
it's funny,
Kingdom.
but is it extra special for him on Thanksgiving?
There you go.
Yeah.
Maybe everybody's going to be there. It might be too crowded. I don't know.
Yeah, that's when I would think you would have to book 180 days out.
You got it. Well, okay, so I'll get you out with this question, Keith. Are you going to go this year for Thanksgiving? Will it happen?
Actually, this would be trip number 19, and actually the answer is no.
Okay.
The streak is over.
The streak? Oh, wow.
Wow.
All right. You're going to miss it.
And I'll kind of explain why. My wife basically said to me, it basically boils down to my son. He's 18 months right now, and we usually fly Southwest, and, under 2 is free, so he would basically have to sit in our lap.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And we just can't see an 18-month-old sitting still for 2.5 hours on a flight.
Yeah.
So that's the big reason why we're not going. We thought about driving, but from our house, it's, I think, about a 16-hour drive.
Yeah.
And the logistics of it, just with my son right now, I mean, last year was great. We actually got lucky because he slept on both flights. And, he's a little bit younger, but now he's getting a little bit older. It gets a little bit, different. So we're actually going to my sister's this year for Thanksgiving, and I'm like, this is going to be totally different. So, I mean, I guess I'll actually watch the Thanksgiving Day parade. I'll, actually learn how to make a turkey because I never cook on Thanksgiving because I haven't, been home. And, I mean, it'll be good because we'll still be with our family, but it'll just be totally different.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm trying, not to be too bummed out just because, so many years. But I look at it, once my son gets a little bit older, we'll just pick it up, back up again.
There you go.
That's a good way to
I
think
totally
about it.
understand. When our kids were little, when we had 3 of them, we didn't take them anywhere for about 5 years.
And I don't blame you.
Well,
I'm hoping next year he'll be a little bit older. We can, pick it up again, and
there you go.
There'll be a lot of new stuff down there as well. So
This year you
it'll
just have
kind
to
of make it a little more fresh as well.
You have to watch the parade down at Thanksgiving weekend.
Yes.
Well, this has been awesome. What a very festive,
Very insightful.
Thank you so much for your expertise on that, Keith.
Oh, thank you for having me on.
You're more than welcome. And is there places on the internet you like to tell people where you can be found?
I mean, my Twitter handle is Disney Thanksgive, kind of apropos.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that's kind of, my big place you can find me.
Sounds cool. Yes, well, Lindsay, I'll just wrap this up with, I've been getting a lot of interest in, speaking of food and all this, this is the time where you don't want to go on a weight loss challenge, I suppose. But we're
Should have started January 1st. But
Yeah, right.
I like to be different. I hate those weight loss challenges that start, New Year's after New Year's.
Yeah.
With a resolution. So I'm going to try to get it started a little early. I'm going to start on December 1st.
Ooh. Yeah, I sign me up. I'm, maybe I won't overeat during the holidays as well.
Well, you can overeat
You got
on
Thanksgiving. Go for it.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I'm finding, I'm doing some research on how we're going to do this, looking at apps that we can use and just ways to track and just have fun with it. And it's all about just encouraging people and get a little interaction with our community. And help our community and help me.
Help everyone.
Try to shed,
Yeah, exactly.
Try to get the poo size
Down a little bit so you can fit into the mine train a little bit better.
this way. Exactly. One of the goals: fit into the mine train a little better.
No, I think that's great that you're doing that. I mean, I think it'll be great for everybody.
Yeah, and we're getting some good reaction out there, and it's starting to be some fun already. And I'm going to probably do a blog post just talking about what I'm going to be doing and just showing how we're going to do this. But I'm still, and in that blog post, I'm going to ask people to throw in their comments because it's all about us just figuring out how to do this. All right, and that's it for tonight. Thanks for joining us. We had lots of fun. I hope you had some fun, and we'll see you again real soon. Bye.
Bye. Happy Thanksgiving. Gobble, gobble. There.
I know. I it still hasn't hit me. I've been saying that, and I'm sure
once you're down there, it'll
all of a sudden.
Yeah, you'll be like, oh my god, I'm actually working for the company that I loved for years.
Yeah.
I just hope it doesn't ruin the magic for it.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Hopefully, it won't take anything away.
I've heard a lot of kids. They say that it doesn't. It really doesn't. It's just you go for work and then you go play, sort of thing. Like,
yeah, you got to separate the two.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
First try.
Pretty good.
I thought I was going to flop on that.
You almost did.
There was more words.
First time's always a charm there.
Yeah.
We've had a couple times where we had to redo it like 6 or 7 times.
No.
Yeah.
Really? Well, if I'm laughing or giggling through it.
It was a little cheesy, but it worked for me.
A little.
That's the whole point. Cheesy is what we're going for. All right. So let's see. Sounds really good.
Yeah, I know. It's one of the clearest ones we've had.
I know it. You got the equipment, Keith.
There you go. And I got a $4 microphone, so
That's awesome. It sounds really good for a $4
microphone.
Got
some good stuff.
I feel like we got ripped off.
Honestly. All right, you ready? To get back into it. Sorry for the interruption. Here we go.